So I just thought I'd jump on here and just point something out that I keep seeing, and I think is very, very interesting because it matches with a lot of the astrology that I am seeing at the moment and that I've already spoken about a little bit. And it connects to the wildfires that have just happened in this area. So essentially there's been some pretty horrific fires in this area, wiping out a lot of homes, a lot of businesses, buildings. And one thing that I was just thinking about is that the LA aesthetic is going to be really hugely impacted, because usually when you think LA, you think palm trees, summer vibes, like just that whole aesthetic, right? Well, now because of these massive fires, this aesthetic and look is going to change dramatically, because those palm trees and a lot of that, the hills and all that area have actually been like devastated through the fires. And palm trees take 15 plus years to grow. So we won't have this whole aesthetic again. There'll obviously be some that haven't been damaged, but a lot of the places have been. The homes, the environment, the trees, all of that have been, burnt. So it'll be interesting to see not only the impact that that's going to have, but the whole old school Hollywood aesthetic and LA aesthetic going to be very dramatically changed and different. And then I keep seeing a lot of stuff that's been coming up about the LA smart city. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you've been hearing me talk about Uranus moving into Gemini and how this is going to be an explosion of new social media. So completely new social medias and the way that we communicate and talk, new telephones, new internet. It's also going to be new public transport. So think radically fast moving public transport. Public transport that is heavily based around technology and power and solar power, clean energy. So think like electric buses, like solar power electric buses, and magnetic trains, high speed fast magnetic trains. Think like drone taxis or self-driving electric car taxis. And so I've been speaking a lot about Uranus's energy for the next 8 years or so when it moves into Gemini, and how our everyday kind of commute to work and our everyday activities in our neighborhood and our communities, our urban cities, is going to change a lot. And so just to give you a bit of context, there's these kind of headings about the smart city. There's this about the LA smart city. And this, just to give you a bit more information if you want to screenshot it. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. And astrology helps predict this because LA and just America in general is coming up for their Uranus return in Gemini in their 8th house. So very interesting. They're going to go through a massive change. So in America's Sibley chart, it's in the 8th house. So that's very interesting because that links to other people's money and, rebirth, endings, that kind of thing. But I believe in the chart that you can find for LA itself, this Uranus transit will actually be in the 3rd house. So America itself will be having a Uranus return based on their Sibley chart, but then LA will actually have that kind of Uranus return energy and Uranus transiting their 3rd house of transport and the neighborhood, the actual aesthetic of LA itself and the neighborhood. So very, very interesting because LA's chart's meant to be an Aries rising, and they're just about to have Saturn and Neptune there. There's just been a whole lot going on with them. And the Mars retrograde at the moment would be in the 4th house of home, land, family, houses. So just very interesting.